Hi, I'm Beth Weinstein. Welcome back to the Psychedelic Entrepreneur. Guess what? You do not need a gazillion Instagram or Facebook followers to grow your business. And guess what? You do not even need a website. I am here to bust these commonly held myths that online businesses need websites and social media. So the reality is they help. Of course, having social media helps. Having a website looks really nice. But in the end, you do not need either one of these to grow your own spiritual coaching, healing, or psychedelic business. And I will tell you why in this episode right now. So one of the most commonly held myths that I hear a lot from people who are starting up their own coaching or healing business is, well, I want an online business and I want to help people, work from home or work from wherever I want. So I assume that the first thing I need to do is put up a website or start posting on Instagram. I hear this all the time. And it was really funny at the beginning of the pandemic when it hit in March of 2020, I immediately helped people move online because that's just what I've been doing for many years. And it was really interesting because people started scrambling thinking, oh my God, I need a website. And I'm like, wait, don't spend money on that. Don't waste your time on that. Just get this one thing set up. And it was interesting. I didn't realize so many people actually held this belief that online business meant websites and Instagram followers. So the reality is you really don't need a website in the first couple years of your business. And to be honest, you don't even really need a website at all. There are many ways around this. I have helped multiple clients of mine grow their business without ever having a website. And even me, it took me a couple years to even put up my website. Previously, I was just using my old school, one-page website just because I already had it for my previous career. And here's where I love talking to people and telling them, look, let me save you $5,000 right now. Don't bother. So one of the biggest mistakes with putting up your website now at the very early stage in your business is that you don't even know what to say on your website. So you won't know the exact language to use. You won't know how to explain what it is you're doing. Most people that join my programs, my mastermind or my intensive program, when they come to me, they are not clear on what their business even looks like. They don't know what they're offering. They don't know who their ideal client really is. They don't know how to communicate what it is that they offer. So why then would you go put up a website first thing if you don't even know what to write on it? So that's one. Number two, there are so many ways to get clients and build a business without a website. And the reality is, especially when you're something like a coach or an energy healer, let's say. When you're an energy healer, you're out there with millions of other energy healers. And maybe you're doing remote energy healing. And maybe some of you are doing in person. But let's say you're doing, you're a life coach, right? Let's just say life coach. And maybe you're a life coach who works with psychedelics as well. There are gazillions of life coaches on this planet. And of course, there's definitely room for more. Don't get me wrong about that. But when you go to one of your favorite search engines, like the Googles of the world, there are other search engines, by the way, if you didn't know that. Let's say you go to DuckDuckGo or Google or Yahoo and type in life coach. You are going to get pages and pages and pages and pages and pages of life coach. So how is it that you are going to stand out from everybody else out there, right? So that is an art form in itself. And that usually takes a few years to build up to be found on the first couple pages of the Googles of the world. So why would you then rely on something that's like a needle in a haystack to have someone find you? There are many other ways to build your business without a website. So there are many different techniques and strategies that I teach within my own coaching programs to help you build your business much faster, easier, and that costs no money. So that's another thing. I really hate to see people spend money on a Squarespace website when they don't know what to say. And additionally, Squarespace is not the best thing that you can use for your website. It's actually one of the worst. I hate to break that news to you. Squarespace, I pretty much tell people never to pay for Squarespace unless you're a locally owned restaurant or maybe a local photographer or any other very localized business, meaning you see people in person. But besides that, don't bother with Squarespace. It's very expensive and it actually doesn't work, meaning like it does the job, but it's not good for the long-term growth of your business. And I also do not recommend Wix or Weebly either, so don't use those either. It would just be better for you to pay someone to put up a one-page website if you're really tied to having a website. You can get a one-pager. You could probably even do it yourself, but you can hire someone to just throw up a one-page website, get the basics. All you really need is a way to contact you, maybe a free gift to give away, and your call booking link. Like how can someone book a call to explore working with you? That's all you need. And essentially, you can get this for free with MailChimp. You can get these kind of landing pages free with other email marketing providers. So that's another way to get creative and not spend any money and just get the basics up. But essentially, the methodologies I teach within my coaching programs are much quicker, easier ways to start building your business. And in that process, you actually start to get the clarity and the messaging around your business so that you can effectively communicate to attract in the right clients. And until you really nail these, it is not worth putting up a website. So when it comes to social media, it's kind of the same thing. So I actually do love social media. It is part of what I teach. I do encourage people to use it because it's here, it's free, it works, but it is not necessary. And the thing is, it's not about the numbers. It's not about the number of followers you have. It's not about the number of likes or the number of shares or whatever it is. What it is about when it comes to social media, it's about quality. And it's the same thing with everything else you do. So it's not about just getting up a website and throwing it out there. It's about knowing exactly how to speak to your ideal clients so that you attract in your tribe, like your little group of fans. That's all you need. So there are 8 billion people on this planet, 8 billion humans. You only need a handful of people to build a 6-figure business. So with the way I teach, 10 people can actually build you a 6-figure business if you learn the way I teach and the way I teach you how to structure your business. If that scares you, okay, fine. We can say 15 people. 15, 20 people can build you a 6-figure business. But you can have a pretty solid, hefty business making you a pretty good 5-figure income with just a handful of people, 5, 6, 4, 5, 6, 7. So if you only need this tiny group of people out of the 8 billion people that live on planet Earth, why are you worried about having 20,000 followers or 50,000 likes or being famous on one of the social media platforms or just getting anyone to follow you? It's not about getting anyone to follow you. It's about the quality of people who follow you. So I have a client who was in my group mastermind over a year ago, and she came to me, I think she had maybe about 500 Facebook friends and maybe 400 Instagram followers. And she built her business very fast and got lots of clients and was able to quit her job and really expand into the next level of new to expanded business. And it was really interesting because she barely did much of the traditional marketing as you would learn or as I would teach. But what she did was build quality connections with other humans that resonated with exactly what she was here to say, with her message, with what it was she was offering, with her unique medicine. So it's the same thing with social media or websites or posting on anything. You know, you can post on LinkedIn, you can post on Instagram, Facebook, even build your business on Twitter. I've seen people do that. I've actually had clients do that. But really, in the end, it's not about the numbers. The numbers game is actually just an illusion. It's unfortunately an illusion that our ego buys into. It's a very, it's a very primal feeling of wanting to be liked, of wanting to have followers, of wanting people to comment and share on your posts. But you have to remember this. You do not know how many people are seeing your posts without liking it. You do not know how many people are engaging without commenting. You have no idea, especially with Facebook, Instagram, you can get some analytics if you have the right account. But on Facebook, you don't know how many people are seeing what you wrote. You just know how many people have clicked like or commented. So you could write something and have 0 people comment, but actually have 500 people see it. You can have someone watching you over the years. This has happened to me multiple times. This has happened to all my clients at least once, where they've experienced people coming out of the woodwork saying, I've been reading your posts for the last few years and I really resonate with what you're saying. Can I learn more about what it is you offer? Or, you know what, I've been watching you and I really love everything you're up to. I think it's time that I book a call because I've really wanted to work with you, but I haven't been ready yet. This happens all the time. And here's the thing. This can happen with social media. This can happen just with people you know. It's all about learning the foundational piece first, which is something I teach inside of all my programs. The foundational piece is really getting the clarity and messaging so tight that you know exactly how to speak to the kind of people you're trying to attract. And then it just becomes a connection game. It's not about the numbers and it's not about having a beautiful website. It's not about the pretty photos. It's about just being connected to others and building trust and having conversations. So I always joke with my clients, you can get new clients inside of the grocery store checkout line. And I know this because I have come very close to getting a client that way. I've actually had 2 people come to me that way, where in a casual conversation at my dinky little health food store in the middle of nowhere in upstate New York, someone asked me what I do, and I explained to them using the language that I know attracts in the ideal client. So I didn't tell them I was a business coach. I told them how I help people. That is the key. And through this, both the woman working at the checkout and the customer, both were interested in what I offered and have actually stayed in touch with me. And one of them in particular has explored working together multiple times. So you have to remember that there are people everywhere. And a lot of this is about much more than just the very kind of old paradigm of like having the website and having the perfect this and having the right followers and being an influencer. It goes much deeper than that. There's an energy to it. There's a connection. There's the heart. I really believe in the power of radiating what's coming from your heart. Radiating your unique medicine to attract in others. And yes, this does take work. This does take speaking. This does take learning the process that I teach that helps you get the clarity and get the messaging down so that you know exactly what to say when you're in the checkout line or when you meet someone at a psychedelic ceremony and they ask what you're up to, or you want to go post something on social media and you don't know what to write. This all comes down to understanding how to speak and how to communicate clearly so that it attracts in the exact kind of people that want to start following you, that are interested in your work, that want to potentially work with you. And that's all you need right there. There's this saying about the 100 biggest fans. That's all you need. It's like you just need this tiny little group of people that are your biggest fans, that are your biggest cheerleaders, that can all become your clients. It's not about the illusion of looking pretty on the internet. And this is where I get so saddened by the amount of people who've spent all this money on a website when no one's even looked at their website. I cannot tell you the amount of times I have had someone get on my free exploratory call saying, I just put up this website and I paid someone to design it and I got all these photos done and then I put up to my call link and then I even shared it. I shared my website and I told them that I was now open for business and no one booked a call with me. I have had this happen. This happens to me at least 6 times a year where someone says that exact thing. I've done this and this and this, but no one's interested. No one wants to book a call. No one wants to buy my program. And I can tell you why, because it runs much deeper than having the pretty thing, that it's much more than that. You have to learn on a soul level how to communicate clearly, effectively, and in your own unique, authentic way of sharing your own medicine so that it really resonates with the exact kind of people that you want to work with the most. And this is an entire process. I think I did a whole podcast episode on this about really how to get that clarity in your business, how to communicate to attract people in. It's an art form. And it's something that I teach inside of my intensive program and my mastermind program. It's not an overnight process. It's a very deep soul level process, but it works. And so just save yourself the money and the energy of putting up a website thinking that this is the only way you're going to get clients, and save yourself the the worry and the comparison saying, oh, she has so many followers, she must be doing better than me. It's not true, by the way. And I can tell you that because I know people who have massive amounts of followers and their business isn't even as big as mine is. So it happens all the time. And I really want to save you from getting caught up in that illusion that will drive you totally mad, thinking that you must have this and you must have that and you must spend money on all these things when you do not need any of it and it's not true. So please, if you want to learn more about this, you can sign up for one of my or both of my free gifts. They're on my website. I speak a lot more about this in all my emails, in all my free workshops that I do, in all my upcoming programs, and in my upcoming summit that we'll be launching in September. Just stay tuned. I want to save you from all the pain and agony and all the money that you would spend doing it all wrong, and just know that there is a better, easier, faster, zero-cost way of growing your beautiful medicine-based business. So thank you for being with me today. Be sure to grab my free gifts, BethAWeinstein.com. And if you like this or any of my episodes, please leave a review. That way we can reach more people and get your medicine and our medicine out to create transformation on planet Earth. Thanks for being with me, and I'll see you on next week's episode.